Ow, 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 ow. My nipple.
That was probably the first thing they heard.
Nobody's watching it, so we're safe.
Yeah, well, I mean, they might go back to the start.
No!
Okay, hold on. Get out of here, cat.
Don't eat the
acoustic foam.
It's bad for you.
It's bad for you.
Probably causes cancer in California. That's what it is. In California, it causes cancer. Elsewhere, it doesn't.
We were making that joke when we first found those chairs.
Yeah.
We were like, no, it's fine because we're not in California. We're
Yeah.
outside of the cancer's jurisdiction.
Yeah.
I think JQB94 heard you talk about your nipple.
What?
Because he says, pardon?
He might be talking about the cancer jurisdiction.
Oh, he could be.
Sorry, guys. I'm web and sick.
He's web and sick. What time? English time. Dude, I don't know. Hold up. Does England only have one time zone?
I think it does.
That's so sad. What time?
It's for the little Brits.
England time. Just so I know, you know. So 8 p.m. I mean,
Dying country.
Country. As if America isn't.
Shush.
Okay, so this is what we're gonna do. No, never mind. I'm gonna switch my account. So I'm gonna do the same thing that we've been doing, where I give you the stream, and you read the chat.
England is much more dying.
I think that we've been doing where I give you.
Okay. We have the most powerful nation in the world. They happened to get New York City in Mississippi. Okay.
They happened to get New York City and Mississippi.
Yeah.
No, they don't. They have London and
In
Brexit.
England.
Oh.
Well, yeah, but London is one of the most powerful cities on the planet.
Oh yeah. Okay.
But England, outside of London, is just
We're
European Mississippi.
doing another designing aliens live stream right now, and I'm gonna designing. Is my boy Zavi here yet? I gotta know.
Xavier, ow! It's
My boy.
404.
Yeah, 404 is pretty great. I love 404. I think your cat wants to get in on the stream. I think you're right. Meep says, Cree, I went back to the start.
No! Did you hear? Was this the very first word at the start?
Was it the very first thing that he said? We're doing another designing alien stream. Hop on in. It'll be fun. Hop on in. It'll be fun. This is already such a chaotic stream. And I'm also going to put Bunkfoss in here too. My boy Bunkfoss again.
Of course.
Okay. So I...
Your girlfriend? She's cute.
Yeah, right? She's a Ukrainian woman.
Damn. You gotta help her get out.
You gotta help her get out, yeah. Okay. Yo, my boy Lazy Town Nation Studios is here.
Little zombie says yes 3 times, with an increasing number of S's.
As he should. I immediately went back to the start. Worth it.
Was it worth it?
I want to see if it really was the first word we said.
It's probably.
I think that we've been doing. My nipple. It was.
Oh god. The start was definitely on. The cat attacked me. I'm sorry.
We need bloated aliens, dude. I don't think I've already talked about this a little bit with Web today. I don't think the aliens are going to be bloated. I'm going to wait. I don't know. We got 22 viewers. I think we should just get started. Okay, so here's my plan. I'll ask you guys what we think of this plan because it is a little silly. It's a little odd. It's a little weird. But Web, we're not going to tell them why I'm doing it this way. We're going to keep that secret.
Got it.
All right. So don't say.
We're not telling the thing that I told you about.
Yeah. Don't say anything about what we talked about this morning.
Okay.
Unless I mention it first.
Got it.
All right.
Perfect.
So this is the idea that I had for this one, right? And we might do. Look at the Discord. Let me look at the Discord real quick.
Here, I'll put the Discord up on my phone.
Okay. I'm not seeing anything.
I'll just have a bunch of phones in my hands.
I love that idea. Okay, so
Which link are we going to be in? Which one of these million things?
I don't know. He didn't tell me which one. He just said look at the Discord.
I'm so scared. I Discord very much.
Okay, so as you guys can obviously see from the live stream title, the aliens that we're going to be designing today are going to live on a gas giant. So this is a gas giant, right? Whoa, that's a very oblong gas giant, but it works. So a gas giant obviously
draws a smiling on a balloon. We're finished with the stream.
Draws a smiling balloon. So a gas giant obviously it has like a super duper dense atmosphere is what most people think of the actual planet being. But most of the time there is a solid rocky core in the middle. Right? Mm-hmm. Which on a regular planet would just be the surface.
I've heard a lot of requests for Sacks, Cree.
Sacks. I mean, listen.
But listen to him, guys.
You
got to trust the vision here.
You have to trust the vision for a second. We don't have to go with my vision. Because it would kind of take a lot of weird maneuvering in order to make it work. But I think we should consider it because this is not how most people would do gas giant alien, but I think it's interesting. So most of the life probably is like floating sacks up here. So this is the atmosphere. Atmo. This is the core.
Oh.
And this is space, right?
Skibadoop says, I don't know if people realize the deeper layers become more akin to liquids before they get solid.
Interesting. I guess I kind of figured that.
That's fair.
But because I mean, at a certain point, it's like you're pushing through.
Nipple on the screen.
But my idea, so like most of the life probably is like weird floating balloon monsters, right? And like kite creatures and stuff. And they're mostly here. That's a little sperm guy, I guess. But then as you get closer, it probably becomes closer to like fish creatures since it's liquidine.
Isn't the rocky core super uninhabitable? Trust.
What if
that rocky core isn't really a rock? It's just the surrounding gas compressed so hard it becomes a solid. That's okay.
Yeah, and I mean, like you can walk. I mean, obviously we couldn't walk on it because we would die before we got there. But a thing that was designed to walk on the surface of that really condensed gas. Also, that's what rock is anyway. It's just gaseous rock atoms that were compressed enough that it became a rock.
Problems. If the atmosphere was so dense that the atmosphere was a solid, the animal would also have to become a solid.
We already are solids. So, well, no, they don't live inside of the core. They live on the part that, like they're walking on basically the surface of it.
Life finds a way, I guess.
I mean, yeah, like it's one of those things.
Light wouldn't be able to reach the core. That's okay.
They can be blind.
Trust.
And again, we don't have to do it this way, but this is just what I was thinking because I think that this is more interesting than just having another flying creature, basically. And also, my idea for this species works better if the circumstances of their existence is so specific that they're probably, if not the only creatures like that in the universe, one of the only creatures like that in the universe, right? Like the universe is infinite, and there's a bunch of different there's millions of different gas giants, and out of those millions of different gas giants, like only one group of creatures ever evolved to walk on the surface of their core, right? Like the rest of them probably live in the much more habitable out here'sy parts. So it is definitely kind of...
How would you get plants? Or was it just chemotrophs? Just chemotrophs.
Yeah.
You'd have plants in the outer atmosphere, and things below them would eat that, things below them would eat that. Mm-hmm. Like a whale falls kind of thing.
Yeah, like a whale fall kind of thing. There would probably be like absolutely massive creatures up here that like either themselves are photosynthetic or they like eat a bunch of like photosynthetic plankton, and then they die, and then they fall down, and then they feed all the stuff on the surface.
Give them a sexy dance.
Oh, we can give them a sexy dance, all right.
I'm pretty sure the core has a gigantic liquid ocean around it.
Core has a liquid ocean around it. I mean, then they would basically just be like crabs.
That still works. This is still okay. Trust.
Right, because I imagine they probably would be able to swim through the liquid around the core like a crab does, but a lot of the times they're walking on the surface like a crab does. So, what if... So, like, yeah, I mean, let's just consider the idea. So,
unlike us, they were not born to inherit the stars.
Unlike us, they were not born to inherit the stars.
Everything becomes a crab eventually.
Yeah.
I feel like if creatures lived that far down, they wouldn't be sapient. Zavi trust.
Zavi trust. I mean, that's okay. I mean, yeah, like why? I mean, if you lived that far down, life would be really tough. So I feel like one of the things you could do in order to take advantage of the niches down there would be to become more intelligent.
Yeah, but there's a certain point where being intelligent fixes all your problems.
Mm-hmm.
But until then,
yeah, it just causes more problems.
Being intelligent makes you hungrier.
Yeah.
Probably better to have smaller brains to save energy. Yeah, that's what all people are saying.
Yeah. So what if they are kind of... So, okay. So this is...
Korea looks like you just made a normal rocky planet but with an obese atmosphere.
That's basically what it is.
That's not a gas giant, Korea. My cat is very interested in this stream. Little Earl, say hi.
So, okay.
Meow.
So what if...
You want me all back?
This is... So up here is all gas. Out here is all space. So this is space. This is gas. In here is basically liquid.
Make it kosher. It can't be kosher. It's a crab.
It's a crab.
It's a shellfish.
And then in here is solid. And there is stuff that lives on the surface. But our guy, he doesn't live on the surface. He's kind of like a transient little dude. He mostly lives in the liquid, like the liquid part here. And sometimes he goes down to the surface. Sometimes he goes a little bit further up into the gaseous part. Just whatever part happens to have more resources at any given point in time.
But he can be at any point in this.
Yeah, I mean, he probably can't be like way up here because there probably isn't enough oxygen or whatever it is he breathes for him specifically.
Can this species be jawless? Probably.
I feel like most of ours have been jawless so far. I think all of them have been jawless so far. Hold on. No, the Gabaras had jaws, but I think that's
this for consideration.
Ooh, this for consideration.
He said "ooh" meep, so
yeah, the goats are not jawless. I think everything else is though.
Make them nomadic. What's what we just said? Yes, sir.
Can this species be jaw full? So okay, so how does that? So how does that idea... I like the idea of making them jaw full, honestly.
Yes.
Like giving them a bunch of jaws. So but how does that idea sound? Of them having... Like they can walk on the surface, but most of the time there's not enough resources found down there to support their intelligence. So they mostly live in like the upper parts of the liquidy bit. What are we thinking?
Make it a gigantic space leviathan that consumes through space and colonize other planets and moons. That doesn't work for what we're going for.
And also, I don't really... I don't know how you would like swim through space. I don't know how you would evolve in that kind of environment. Because, yeah, I mean, that's the problem of not having enough resources to support sapiens, but, like, knocked up to 1 billion.
Wouldn't they need to be insanely generalistic for this to work? Yeah, like humans are.
Yeah.
Being really smart makes us generalistic. We're good at everything. Make it the actual Hebrew meaning of Leviathan. Call them Zons.
I like Zons.
I want that Habsburg jaw on this crab.
What's a Habsburg?
The inbred king jaw.
Oh, yeah, okay. So, like...
Habsburg.
That's their nose. And it goes like this.
Yeah, hit him with that. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, we're done.
This is the species.
This is the species. It's just a guy. The rest of them are like super non-humanoid. This was just like a little goblin man.
Goblin man. Give it lobe fin like appendages. Give it a balloon. Maybe they have species that prefer one part over another. The planet would have species that prefer every single layer in this, but our species we're talking about is the generalists that can be wherever.
Yeah, for this one, I mean, I've done...
this is a gas giant where we put in Great Britain.
We're putting Great Britain. Great Britain's out here. It's in the gaseous part.
Give them multi-part jaws.
I'm not going to have any subspecies of these guys because I had subspecies of the last two, and that overcomplicated everything a little bit.
What if they live on or in a creature that's more adapted to live on the solid?
Ooh, I like that a lot. Oh yeah, like their little
Looks like my uncle.
looks like my uncle.
They could use their jaws to make their tools.
I like that idea too.
They've got to follow the herds of gas bison through all the layers. Electrosynthesis. Trust.
Trust. They probably wouldn't be electrosynthetic. Well, wait.
That's the thing that makes electricity.
Yeah. So, is he implying that they get energy from electricity?
Maybe.
Okay. They probably wouldn't do that because then they wouldn't really have a reason to have to. Well, I mean, I guess I do.
Plants.
I do eventually want to have a sapient plant, which I think could work. So I'm not gonna
discount it.
Shoot that. Yeah, I'm not gonna shoot that idea of it entirely. But let's
save.
Let's save. Okay. I actually kind of like this little diagram.
It makes them the result of two creatures merging after a long time of symbiosis. Call the planet Trust.
The planet Trust.
Okay, expanding on the Leviathans, they are big and they can swim through space with biological jet engines and rocket engines. That would be cool. I don't know how it would evolve. I can imagine somebody making a whale that does that, like, genetically. Like, some genetic engineer figuring out a way to make that work.
I mean,
But I don't know how half a jet engine would be useful. Every step has to be useful for a thing to evolve.
I mean, the half a jet engine could be, like, a defensive technique. Right? Like, and it just kept getting more and more... Like, it started off
as like a laser beam?
Not as like a laser beam, but like as a thing that like shot hot air.
The bombardier beetle kind of
like situation. A bombardier beetle type of thing.
Adapting that into it.
And then it got more and bigger and bigger and bigger and beefier until eventually, like as they were shooting it, it also shot them this like backwards. So like they were here shooting out the jet engine, and then as they were shooting out the jet engine at the bad guy,
they also got turned away from the bad guy.
It also propelled them that way. And so they basically just turned that into a jet engine eventually. And it turned away from a offensive thing to more of like an escapey thing.
That makes sense. Didn't we already do sapient plants? Weren't the yolk plants?
The yolk were they were radiotrophs. I don't know if that's the actual word. They absorbed radiation, so they were kind of like plants. The way that I would do plants is different than what the yolks were. But that's also different from what we're doing here now. So we'll revisit that idea later on.
Got it. Okay. Recycle gas into jet engines, and then when they're sapient, they modify themselves to having a rocket engine. That'd be also kind of cool. Okay. It would start as a violent fart. And they have a British accent. Anus jet engine. Laser lobsters. Laser blasting lobster. Can they have lobe fins, proto-legs, since they spend not much time walking, but they spend a lot of time swimming? Look like a tiktolic kind of thing.
What's a tiktolic?
Look up tiktolic. It's got two A's.
Tiktolic.
Tick. T-I-K. T-A-A.
Oh, this guy. Yeah. I think I look this guy up every single time.
I think you do.
And then I always forget what it's called. I think it should have, like, the crab. So you know those crabs with fins? I guess that's kind of every crab, but you know what I mean. Like they have the little wing parts that come out, and they like.
This giant looks like a perfect place for Minecraft gas. Need a space whale that's suspiciously shaped like Great Britain. Whales with bad dental care. I think sapient plants would be like a hive mind. Respect your elders. True.
Okay.
Those are two separate conversations.
Okay, so let's start talking about. Okay, so is that how we're gonna do it? We're gonna have them. I like the idea of them like mostly just flying, just like swimming around,
like a frog crab, kind
of like a frog crab. Yeah, like they're mostly. So if this is the gaseous part, and this is the liquidy part.
What about a sea scorpion? I can see that.
And then this is the solid part. They spend very little time up here. They spend most of their time up here, and they spend a little bit of time down here.
Got it.
Right? Like they're mostly swimming around the middle of the liquidy part.
Got it.
And then sometimes, if there proves to be more food down here, then they'll like if they see like little foods, they'll go woo down there and grab it.
Call them, yeah. And if they see little foods up here, they go woo.
Yeah, they see little foods up here. Probably not like way up here, but like a little bit here. They go, woo, like that.
His name is Elijah.
Elijah?
Yes.
I like that. That's. I'll probably have another vote at the end of this one of deciding what is.
This said make them like blobfish fish, how they decompress, but when a blobfish decompresses, it dies.
Yeah.
So give it a method to decompress.
Yeah, like there's a specific. Oh, and that you know how like in our culture, like skulls are like a default symbol of death. In their culture, it could be like the weird decompressed blobfish face is like their death symbol.
That'd be cool.
I think that's kind of fun. Okay.
They would have to be able to tolerate extreme variation in pressure, so it would theoretically kill things without dragging them up or down.
Oh yeah, because they have more like they could survive in the upper or the lower liquidy parts.
Wouldn't that be a trek of several hundreds of thousands of miles? It probably would. I don't think that could actually work.
Yeah, it would be, but like, what if these guys have the jet engine?
If they have a jet engine, then yes.
If they have the jet engine, because I think
one
that's
of their hunting methods is they find a fish who's up here, and they tie a rock to it, and it just drags it down and compresses it to death.
That's honestly not a bad idea.
Yeah,
it would take forever, but
they would get down there and it would be ready for them.
Yeah,
make it immortal like a crab. I think they'd be blind because of being in deep sea like this environment. They're immortal unless they can't break from their shell. Make whale falls be associated with miracles in their culture. That's cool.
I like that idea too, yeah.
And they can just make an artificial whale fall by popping the space whale.
By popping the space whale.
Yeah. Not space, that's not quite what I meant. I meant
like the gaseous, like the
everybody's talking about the big balloon boys.
Upper atmosphere.
The gas, you just pop one, and you swim down, and it'll die.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because it'll compress a whole bunch.
Yeah, make them hunt by dropping rocks at high altitudes. You just made the crab squid that never made it into the game of Subnautica Below Zero. Is it really?
The whale squid that never made it into
grab squid.
The grab squid.
Due to pressure differences.
Nautica.
Big whale, can you just use jet to launch themselves up into the air? And once in the air, they fill up a gas sack that allows for floating. As a way to hunt for air creatures, sort of swordfish style with airtime.
This guy's cool.
I don't think biologically they can pull that off, but maybe it's like a tool they use. Like they make little parachutes they can float around with. That'd be cool.
Okay.
Maybe they could go to war with the species of one of the gas giants' moons. They'd have to get to the gas giant's moon first.
I do think these guys... Well, I mean, I don't know for sure because I haven't developed the lore. I do think these guys eventually start traveling the stars. But
they are able to make fire down there? Almost certainly not. You can set the entire atmosphere on fire if you did.
Yeah, probably.
Give them polychaete jaws because they're cool.
What's polychaete?
That's my guess how to pronounce that word. Poly. C-H-A-E-T-E.
Polychaete. Worms. Oh, whoa! Oh. It's not as cool as I thought. Unless...
How?
Is this what you're talking about? My brother in Christ. Is that what you're talking about? Because that's pretty cool. Okay. I feel like I'm hearing a lot of people that are basically just saying give it a lot of jaws. And I like that idea. So I think we should give it a lot of jaws.
I'm going to fight you. What's wrong?
Cat. He's knocking around the little stick. I'm going to fight this cat. Live on television. Okay, so I'm going to give him a lot of jaws.
I like the critters just hunt like they're in the mafia.
We gotta put them in
concrete galoshes.
We're gonna give him a pair of concrete galoshes. So I'm gonna give him a bunch of jaws, and I think that's gonna be the dexterous, his like dexterous fingers things are gonna be his jaws.
Polychaetes that have extendable jaws, so cool. I wonder how their version of Pac-Man looks. I mean, a poor spore creature with no legs and had lots of eyes and mouths. A poor creature.
You just had to roll around.
He's gonna fight the cat.
He's gonna fight the cat.
It walks around on its jaws and swims using them too. World star.
What if
Jawas?
Okay, check this out. This is just an idea.
You got a jaw for every Jaw movie. Every Jaws movie, rather. It's like the shark.
Yeah, like the shark. Because there's only, like, I don't think there's a Jaw movie. There's Jaws, though.
Check the world building Discord. We'll do. idea for gas giant guys. Ow. Oh, like a what are those guys that stand on water? What are those things called? Yeah, the bugs that stand on
water
water.
skipper?
Water skipper, like a water skipper.
I like that.
Since they're from the Mafia, do they have plants that are shaped like Italy? Yes.
Okay, and then these. So this is like its main body. You probably have like its brain in here, and probably like his
Cat reveal. Yes, this is Earl Grey. He's a menace.
his like ears or whatever. Like all of his sensory organs are in here too. And then
You're thinking of Jesus. Oh, the guy that can walk on water. Yeah.
you're thinking of Jesus. And then like here are like some retractable fins, what he uses to swim with. Right.
Fold in on themselves. See scorpion in water. Fold
And
into
then
an armored football down below and puff up in the air.
these are his jaws. His jaws go out like this. And they also work as his legs. They're like andalites, where they have little mouths at the end
At
of
the end
each
of their
of his-
legs. Oh, cute.
At each end of their feet.
Make it Edge in Ohio. No. Skibidi, Ohio alien. No. This is the kind of thing that would pay a phantom tax, to be honest.
What?
This is the kind of thing that would pay a phantom tax.
What's a phantom tax?
It's just brain rot words.
Oh, okay.
Somebody's saying we get Skibidi, Ohio, was yeah. So I'm brain rotting back at them.
I'm brain rotting back at them.
Maybe they could solve the pressure problem by having some air sacs they could extend. Maybe the food they feed on turns into different colors like a flamingo, and their food is a species of floating algae that is purple from photosynthesizing UV light that's turning them purple. Give it a tail.
Oh, but they don't turn purple, they turn ultraviolet, right?
Yeah.
But, I mean, obviously our brains can only see ultraviolet as purple, but they would probably...
See all kinds of different
Well,
colors.
no, I mean, do they... Like, they probably can't... Well, unless there's a lot of bioluminescence down there, which there might be.
It's true.
So they might have like some very minute vision.
This gives me colonial organism vibes. Give Elijah a claw. So they would manipulate things with their jaw legs.
Yes.
They're andalite legs.
They're
guys.
andalite legs.
Use the Animorphs term.
Unless
The term
unless-
would be joined to like an insect limb.
their
Like the
mouth...
fins.
So do we think their mouth is up here, or do we think their mouth is down here?
I think it's up. I think they're. I think there's a big hole that all of these can fold up into.
Okay.
But when they're eating, they let them out, and the mouth is on all of those.
Okay. Is it on all of them, or do they have like one or a couple mouth jaws, and then they have a couple like hand jaws, and they have like big old mandibles that come out that are used for like crushing stuff? Okay,
I think
hold
those
on.
are all mouths. I think they eat with all of those.
So check this out. I'm gonna.
Like the Sniad critters that have the big jaws they bite things with, and then they actually eat it with the little thing out of their chest.
Yeah, like that kind of
Oh,
thing,
gotcha.
which I think is kind of interesting.
It's interesting too. When you said you didn't like those because of that?
That's not why I didn't like them. I still don't like them.
Oh.
I mean, I don't not like Sniad. I think Sniad's cool, but like there's just something about like the silhouettes of those things specifically. It just kind of like rubs me the wrong way for a reason I cannot comprehend,
Bro hates
let alone express. I don't hate. I like Sniad more than I dislike it, but
Why do you have so often tentacles that end in mouths?
that's the only reason I kind of don't want to put them there is because like the Ibits had that, the Yolks kind of had that.
Oh yeah, here.
The Yolks didn't really. I mean, the Yolks kind of had one mouth. Like the Yolks looked. Stop doing that. You're gonna ruin the phone.
Sorry.
Mention
Serena.
Serenade, bird.
Me with birds.
Mew and birds.
Sarah.
The Yolks
There you go.
actually just had like a long neck with a mouth at the end of it, but they evolved from things that ate that way.
Gotcha.
So like that's kind of why I don't want to do it that way.
That's
But
fair. Barrelfish eyes.
oh yeah, barrelfish are the ones with the eyes inside, right? That's fun.
Yes, they are.
Oh, should these things have translucent skin and we can see their insides?
I think they should.
Then we'd have to draw their insides.
Are you up for the challenge?
I just might be. So
Fuckers Creek.
So this is the alternative way.
They
we
would
have
have
like
really good understanding of medical technology really early in their history.
they would, yeah. because they could just see it all. So this is my alternative idea of having like big ol' crushing.
I was going to ignore your comment, Timestorm, then you said to forget it, so I'm going to say it. Do you think about the guys with their penis spikes? I think they should have penis spikes. I think you said we should forget it. Never mind. Sorry.
Should they have penis spikes? Probably not. I feel like these guys are kind of squishy.
They are.
Which would mean that the penis spikes wouldn't really
spike anything.
Yeah, they'd be more like a hummingbird mouth than anything else.
Yeah. It could just be a translucent spot. I think the whole skin being translucent is cool because it gives their culture some implications.
And also
I love implications.
And also I haven't had anything like that.
Yeah.
Mostly because I'm scared of having to draw it a whole bunch, but I'm up for the challenge potentially. Okay, so the idea that I'm having right now, because I've half explained it like 12 times, is these are like the crushing mandibles, right? Like it goes out and it bites things up with it, and then we have a whole bunch of other little mandibles that like go out, shoot out to grab the food, and then shoot back in.
An ad break just happened, apparently.
Lame.
I'm sorry.
And then in here is its stomach. So it has its mouths that like they aren't like its external jaws. They aren't its mouths though. That go out and eat stuff. That like go out and grab stuff and then pull it back into their stomach.
Do all the chewing.
Yeah.
They just hold the chewed up gunk in their jaws until they can pull it in their stomach.
Mm-hmm. So this is kind of what I'm thinking for their jaws here. Is okay. So stomach. I'm just gonna draw their like digestive system basically.
Well, there's some like feather stars.
How do feather stars spin?
Reminds me of that pic with the guy in Biblically Accurate Angel.
Feather star.
Reminds me of graboids. Now you got to do the complicated biology. Yes, you do.
Yeah, maybe they do spin like feather stars. They look kind of cool. So this is the stomach, right? And this is where stuff gets digested at, as stomachs are one to do.
Oh hell, why should the vacuum with it deep? For real.
And then
could act as retractable webbing and act as fins for a burst of speed. Use them vertically or horizontally. Not sure yet.
We don't. I kind of only have a concept of their digestum right now. But then we have their big jaws out here, and this is the kind of thing. Let's say it was eating a turtle, just a perfect Earth turtle too.
Yeah.
If it was eating an
black turtle,
a black turtle from over the garden wall.
Yes.
If it was eating a black turtle from over the garden wall, right, which is what this is here. These jaws out here, these big external ones, would be the ones that...
I was talking about Snyder and mentioned the penis spikes. Oh, gotcha. Just spikes where a penis should be. Spikes, got it.
Okay, yeah. I don't really think this thing has a familiar enough anatomy for you to be like, oh, that's where the penis is supposed to be.
That's fair, yeah.
But, so if it was eating a turtle, these are the big external ones. Like, these are the big external teeth that would crush its shell, leaving it with just the lizard. Like the, you know what I mean? Like all of like the fleshy parts and a broken shell.
Yeah.
And then, right?
Mm.
And then, once it's like this, we have this like second set of jaws that come out.
Pharyngeal jaws, if you will.
Exactly. They come out and they grab it and they bring it down here. And then right in front of the stomach, we have like these molars that crush up the soft material into a little paste, the way that our molars do, that is easier for this thing to digest.
Then it chokes on the shell and dies. No, because the shell is way outside of its choking
the shell is way out here.
Yeah. And it breathes out of a totally different hole, so it couldn't choke anyway.
It probably does. So, because like these things, it's these secondary, the phalangeal ones that are dexterous. And they're dexterous, not only because we need a dexterous part of this alien, but also because those are the parts that pick out all of the soft parts that it can digest.
The shell is the ribs of a turtle. Yes, but it breaks the ribs into little bits so that it can tear the flesh off it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Play tic-tac-toe on the turtle. I like it. That would be weird. Not necessarily tic-tac-toe, I don't think we're referring to.
X wins. I wouldn't even... It's like the... insert political statement here. Only the X's got to play.
Maybe they communicate through just their jaw bits. Maybe they have a bioluminescent tail that can flicker in Morse code. Probably not actual Morse code.
That's kind of how the Ibits talked, though.
Yeah, they could communicate with a bioluminescent / color-changing organ inside their body because they're transparent.
I like that idea, yeah.
Bro had a speedrun on the turtle.
Okay, so now I just have to kind of put this kind of deal. I do kind of like this weird, almost fish type of anatomy.
This is how the economy works with a tic-tac-toe game. For real. Insert political statement here.
Insert political statement here. Only the X's got to play. I like this. It kind of just looks like a fish. Like, yeah, like if it was
like a squid.
It looks like if I did it like this though.
That would look like a fish.
Now It's like a right.
Draw a banana so you have a size comparison.
Oh, I kind of think these things are massive.
I think
like
so too.
Straight up, I'm gonna draw a banana right now. You guys ready for it? Hold on. Banana for comparison.
Fish? That's like a jellyfish. Fosh. Sunfish. It was like a Dumbo octopus.
So I like the idea of having it, like, if you looked at it, I don't know, the right way to look at it, it would be like this. Right? So you kind of think, oh, that kind of looks like a sunfish. And then like a whole bunch of stuff juts out over here because all of this stuff it comes in and out.
It holds it in its body when it's swimming around.
I guess you'd still be able to see it if it's all... What if only this part was transparent? So like you'd see its brain and its eyes and stuff, but you wouldn't necessarily see all of its digestive system.
Sent a jaw idea to the Word channel. I really like the jaw idea we have currently, though, personally. I must admit.
I think it's pretty... Oh, did they do the jet engines?
They did, yes.
That's funny. World building. Whoa!
You're way better than we are at drawing.
Drawing fast, yeah. Yeah, that's crazy. Jaw idea. I do okay, this is kind of fun, though. I don't think it uses its jaws to swim. Maybe it uses its jaws to swim faster. Yeah, okay. Actually, I kind of like that. So the way that he drew it basically was like this.
Is it larger than whale? It makes whales look like dolphins.
It makes whales, I think, smaller than dolphins.
It makes whales look like salmon, like salmon.
Yeah. So, like, he basically drew it like this, right?
You've got eyes for looking up, for seeing in front, and for seeing down, because there's slits in all directions.
Mm-hmm. So,
sense.
like, this is the web of the thing, and then this is, like, its jaw part, right? So, if this part is able to go down...
Oh, Cree.
Oh, what?
Ring eye, and it looks all the way around the body. Just one eye is ring-shaped that circles around its head.
Oh, yeah. And it could be... It doesn't have to circle around its head. It could be inside of it. But there's like a ring...
Yeah.
So its brain would be like a big old ring. That's its eye. And then its brain in the middle.
Yeah.
Hooked up to it. And then going back into everything else. So I think I like the idea of the fin being able to close. And then if they need to go faster, they can open up their jaws and like have these big fins on either side and then swim faster. But otherwise, they just use these fins.
It should be a filter feeder. It doesn't make any sense to be sentient, though.
Yeah.
Why would you get sentient if you eat plants? I guess whales kind of did.
Yeah, whales. That's exactly what whales did.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, I like this idea. I think this is fun. Okay, so I'm just going to draw this thing but bigger, kind of.
Make it, instead of changing colors, it changes textures, like an octopus.
Mm-hmm.
And there's an organ in its body that only changes textures, and that's how they communicate.
Ooh.
That's the function of the organ, is texture changing.
That's kind of interesting.
It's like a visual aid is all it does.
So I like the idea of being able to see through its skin, but I also like the idea of it most of the time looking kind of like a weird fish, and then like these big bony crab parts jut out of its back. And if we are able to see through all of its skin, then we would always see the big, weird, scary external jaws.
Yeah.
So what if... But I like being able to see its digestive system too. So what if it's longer than this? And it goes back a ways. So I'm just going to kind of do this.
Your feline is demanding head scritches. It's demanding food, and it's hooking up at the top of the fridge. That's where the food used to be.
Uh-huh.
The food isn't there anymore, but he still thinks it's there.
He still thinks the food is on top of the fridge.
He can see the food up there. The absence of food. He knows it's not there. He's just not very intelligent, is all.
Yeah, he's definitely not asking for head scratches.
When he's asking for head scratches, he comes to your lap and
He literally doesn't give you a choice if he wants head scratches.
yeah, he rubs his head into your hand and forces you to scratch his head.
Mm-hmm. Which is fine. I mean, I'm
okay with it. I love him so much.
I'm not against giving my boy head scratches.
Yeah,
but
I'll give him head scratches dawn till dusk.
Dawn till dusk, and then dusk till dawn.
Yes,
like the movie.
Like the movie about zombies.
No, you'll have to watch it.
Okay, got it. Never mind. It's not about zombies, apparently. Do the fairy godparents and make it stomach lined with eyes to watch its life break and digest it in real time. Damn. Wow.
Did you say that about fairy godparents?
Yes.
What? Why would your fairy godparents watch food get digested in real time?
Would they be tasty? Yes.
They taste like calamari.
Curry, make it semi-transparent and becomes more clear closer to the top. That way its internal eyes can see.
That's more or less what I'm thinking here. Right? Like it's but I want to be able to see basically its entire internal organs, like all of its organs, so that because I like the idea of there being of like their medical knowledge being super advanced right off the bat because they can just see all of the inner workings of their body. I think that's an interesting idea. So
does it have predators? Yes.
Probably like a lot of them.
No, there was a dragon in Fairy Odd Parents that had a stomach lined with eyes so it could watch his prey dissolve.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant like fairy godparents, like just like the... That's crazy. Also, by the way, real quick, Fairy Odd Parents are crazy for that.
Yeah. Who let Butch Hartman cook?
Who let Butch Hartman cook?
Why'd they be transparent? A lot of sea creatures are, for some reason. I don't really know why either.
Yeah, I don't know why. I mean,
there should be a reason. There should be. I think the reason is because it's easier to just not make color.
Yeah, and the reason that these guys are transparent is because their eyes are inside of their body, probably to keep their eyes safe, and their eyes still need to see, so they see through their skin. And it doesn't really negatively impact the rest of their body if it's also transparent. So it just happens to be. So basically, everything...
Do they have skeletons? No. They only have enough skeletal attachments to hook up the big bony jaws.
Yeah.
And they have like a big muscular girdle around their stomach that hooks into, and then it just...
So I think basically everything this way of the line is transparent, and everything this way of the line is not transparent. Obviously, there's like a gradient here.
Yeah.
But you get it.
Number of eyes, one big ring of eye.
Mm-hmm.
What if they grind their mandibles together to sharpen them like a sea urchin? That could be an indication of aggression. I like that. What if they live on massive creatures that are like city-sized? That would go hard, but it won't have to be a transient thing because the city creature also has to be able to survive a bajillion different kinds of
not
pressure.
necessarily. Like that could just be where they're living while they're like they just live on different creatures depending on which level they're on.
That's what I mean. They couldn't go a settlement there.
Oh,
They come back and to and from.
So, and
being
then they're
a doctor in their culture is like being a fast food worker to us.
Yeah, like that's like the starting out. Like that's what you work as while you're going through college as a doctor.
Yeah, doing cartilage, spine, fin noodles, jaws as only hard bits. Okay. So,
Ow! Good hell!
He's sharp.
Oh my good hell. Okay.
He grabbed his back and jumped. It's scary.
So basically, the jaws fold up into this part of the body, kind of like this. But
and can't be seen from the outside.
And they can't be seen from the outside. And then all the other times, whenever they don't have them in, they obviously have them out.
Make it gender noodle. That sounds like it's not allowed on YouTube, I'm afraid. Lock the room to stop the cat. I like the cat. He's generally pretty okay. Just
he is
grabs
not.
onto you that he is bad.
He's definitely not generally okay.
The cat wishes to consume him. He is not usually good. That is true.
Yeah, the cat is usually bad.
If they're transparent, they already see parasites from the start, so that can make it much harder for them to accept microbiology as a reality in the long term. Oh, interesting. Hold on.
So right now, I'm just drawing one that's like completely unfurled, so that we can just see all of its bits.
Got it. Learning about parasites was a step towards understanding microbiology, because people hadn't seen them but could find them. Like they hadn't seen them, knew them, and they made them sick.
Mm-hmm.
And they found them and realized this is why they're sick. And then microbiology is something smaller than a parasite. Just go down a level.
Yeah.
If they're transparent, they can see the parasite from the start. It would make it harder for them to accept microbiology as a reality.
Because for them, they could always see
that tapeworm or whatever.
That tapeworm. So it's not... Okay, yeah. That's interesting. So they're good with surgery, but they're not good with...
like, disease prevention.
Yeah, with, like, disease prevention. Like, if they see, oh, that dude's organ is failing right now, they can fix it, but they can't get rid of the underlying problem of, like, washing your hands more often so that your organ doesn't start to fail.
I think that in the next Starscapes, Em and I will try to do unethical things to the planets they control, because those things would be ethical in their own world, starting a conflict of some kind. Give it a tail. What kind of social groups do they live in? Make it colonial. Naughty felines go to cucumber hell. Feed your cat, you monster. I did.
Yeah.
Give them a narwhal horn thing to stab prey. Give them a permanent tapeworm.
Give them a permanent tapeworm.
Damn.
So this probably isn't what that's going to look like. But, okay, hold on.
They're super large. They might miss the smaller parasites at a glance. And not every part is transparent. Yeah.
That is true.
But if you're already getting in for surgery, you're probably getting a pretty close look. So you catch every parasite. Eventually somebody would catch every parasite that could be seen with the naked eye, I imagine. Right?
Yeah, but also, I mean, that is true, though. Like, they are a lot bigger than we are. So...
yeah. So everything that's like visible to the naked eye might just mean they miss tapeworms.
Yeah.
Although they would see the giant tapeworms that live in them because they're big enough to have space for a giant tapeworm.
But then, yeah, they would probably just count, like, regardless of how quickly they develop germ theory, they'd probably just count giant tapeworms as being...
big germs.
Yeah, just really big germs.
Yeah.
The same way that we count, like, the...
I just got here why there are two Krees. I'm Webb. I'm the other Kree.
Yeah.
That's all you need to know.
His voice is the same as mine.
Yes. Who knew that not washing your hands could lead to a hole in your liver?
I don't think I said a hole in your liver, but I definitely said a failing organ.
I gotta go, says old zombie. We'll see you around, little zombie.
See you later, little zombie.
Toodle oodles.
It's been real. It's been real.
It's been real. It's been for real.
It's been for real.
It's been for real, friends.
So, just to explain what I'm doing right now, this is like the big jaws that break apart the armor of the black turtle. Obviously, like, so this is the stuff this is the one that, like, breaks anything that it definitely cannot digest, so that its little dexterous hands can pick out the things that it can digest.
You found him. You found the lost Kree 7 ball.
The lost Kree 7 ball.
It's got bad teeth. You did make it British.
Real.
Pretty sure you never would fail if there was a hole in it. Like, on God for real, or dead ass? Both. On God for real, no cap. Dead ass for real, on God for real.
Mm-hmm.
No cap for real.
So this is the jaw.
Hunting turtles is now canon, yes.
And then this up here is like basically another fin. I don't know if we're going to keep this part because it's kind of janky. I'm not sure how I'll draw this in the actual render. And then this here is like another fin that it can open up to swim faster if need be.
Bro, and all the on gods pitch up to him. For real. On God.
Stop with the on gods.
It is real.
Bro,
aliens tend to be British in some fashion.
Bro, and all the on gods catch up to him.
Yeah. How do all the aliens become British at some way? It just happens. And you get a filter feeder. I don't think you will because it's got these big mean jaws to grab things with. They're going to use big mean jaws to grab plankton, like one at a time. That would be very inefficient.
It would be, yeah. Maybe we should do have that just as the starting prompt.
Filter feeding is safe so far.
Yeah.
Later. That's a good idea.
Because that is interesting.
Yeah.
But it's definitely most of the time. I feel like it's probably the same guy asking for it. If I'm being honest. Because
Chimera 98 wants to be a filter feeder. Make
Yeah.
him a balloon organ. No, he swims in the water.
he swims in the liquidy parts.
Not the water, the liquidy parts. Yeah.
So I'm trying to make the because it's a cool idea. I'm trying to make that fin work. I can't.
Eat your cat now.
Eat the cat.
Get over here, Earl.
Get
Come
over
here.
here. He's so cute. I could eat him.
Just eat you up.
I'm gonna put him in the room, in the other room.
That's probably a good idea. The one other room.
Yeah, we only have 2 rooms.
Right. Get over here. Oh, scoop him up. He was scooped. Do not eat the cat. Do not eat him. Kree took him back to his room. He's going to consume.
I ate him already.
It's too late, Kree.
You guys should have told me. They don't call me Create Wolf.
It's opposite day. It's opposite day. No, I meant not to eat the cat. Eat Kree 7 ball.
Create 7 ball.
I'm currently eating. Maybe he can smell through devices. The other room, read the kitchen. No, we're in the kitchen. We put him in the non-kitchen.
Yeah, we put him in the not kitchen.
Did you put him in my room or your room?
I put him in your room because he's your cat.
He's my cat. Eat Kree 7 ball. No, that's me.
Okay. Okay. Oh, nope. Vertical. I'm probably gonna change how this little bottom part looks so that it looks less weird.
He thinks it look weird.
Yeah, me too.
Kitty animations and another doodle lore channel. I'm gonna check. Sent the cat to the shadow realm. Kree 7 ball and Create ball and Kree 69 ball walks in. For real. I've been saying this.
I hate it when Kree 69 ball walks in. Whoa! That's really cool.
Bro got them Lego pincers. What's their group size when sapient? What's human group size when sapient?
Yeah, that's kind of a hard question.
Yeah. Like, out in the world, like out in the wild, humans, like 50-ish. But what's human group size when sapient? It can go from 1 to like a bajillion.
Yeah. I mean, it kind of depends on what you mean by like a group.
Yeah.
Like, do you mean like as a city a group? Because it kind of is. Or do you mean like a family unit, which is also kind of one group?
Yeah.
Kind of a tricky question.
I have an alt for Kree 6 ball. Nice. Baroness fun murder pillow. I'm Kree 69 ball and Kree 420 ball with my brother.
Kree 420 ball.
Kree 7.9 ball appeared. Oh, we're doing multi-part Jaws today, huh? Oh, many parts. Will they leave the planet? Are they evil?
Are they evil? I don't know if they're evil yet. I don't think so.
They have some internal float battle like a fish, right? They have to for anything to work.
They what? Oh, internal fault batter?
Yep.
Yeah.
Like a tribe. I think it's for reference to group size.
Probably. I don't know.
They look like a moonfish, but evil.
That's kind of what I'm going for.
How do they swim? There's no fixed size, really.
With these big fins up here, they swim with those the way that a moonfish or a sunfish swims. Moonfish and sunfish are the same thing, just depending on who you ask.
Yeah.
So yeah, like basically, these, when they're not eating or using them for dexterity, are inside of here.
Are they made in the image of God? Yes.
Yeah. This is what God actually looks like.
This account turns a year old tomorrow. Kree 6 ball does.
Oh, Kree 6 ball does. Okay.
Will they invent space travel? Space Elijahs. Moonfish, but British.
Moonfish, but British.
They look rather inefficient. Well, this is only figuring out how the jaw's attached to the back. The front is kind of just a placeholder build.
Well, yeah, the front's kind of just fish.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's kind of just like what vaguely what fish looks like.
Could they use the folding animals to stand on the surface? I think yes.
I think so. Yeah. They probably need more. So they probably have the 2 big crushing mandibles, and then they probably have 6 of these little dexterous mandibles, and that's what they stand on.
Sunfish is actually the light mode version of moonfish. Can they juggle? Can they use the Force? Yes to both.
Oh, I think that was probably a good time to talk about my lightning bending idea.
Oh, the lightning bending idea.
So, in this environment where the atmosphere is so dense, so crazy dense, there will be lightning a lot of the time. There would be a ton of lightning everywhere, right? So most animals would probably be able to either just absorb the lightning or be able to deflect the lightning or something, and so that they don't die immediately upon getting struck. So what if there is a form of martial arts in these species, in this group, where if they get struck by lightning, they can redirect the lightning at their enemy, who is hopefully not as good at reflecting lightning as they are, and they get struck by it, and it hurts them a whole bunch.
And their avatar's going to be lit.
Their avatar's going to be lit.
So they get fried. No, they don't get fried, because they keep the frying to the other guy.
Yeah.
They double give it to the next person.
They definitely give it to the next person. And the next person probably doesn't get fried, because they probably have like natural inbuilt resistances to lightning, but it probably still hurts a lot.
Yeah, like you have an inbuilt protection to getting punched in the face. That's called having a skull.
But you still have to learn how to punch people and how to
reflect. And you still have to learn how to block well.
Yeah.
I downloaded the wrong version of Avatar. They just used the military guided lightning weapon. So if they have 6 arms, can they juggle 6 balls at once?
People can do that, and they only have 2, so they could probably
6 balls, you say? Friedception. All hell, Elijah. Will they be pro gamers? Yes. Lightning tennis. Give it a biological lightning rod. Probably would have one. They got a wild form of hot potato.
They probably wouldn't have a natural lightning rod because they still don't want to get struck by lightning, like the species doesn't. But I imagine people that are proficient, like really proficient in that martial art, would have like a lightning, like part of the, like we think of like a ninja, like a ninja's like got that stereotypical look. Their stereotypical quote-unquote ninja look would have like a big old lightning rod on their back.
They carry around a rapier. They don't use it to stab you. They just hold it up in the air with one of their hands.
Exactly.
Their hands bend at you. How do they reproduce? Are they the smartest things in the universe because of all the electricity going through their brain? Yes. Big coral that eats lightning so that they can turn them into living fusion cores. Jesus Christ. Every year, thousands of fast food workers are shot with millions of lightning each day in order to reflect it onto the deep food to fry it, and onto our food to deep fry it. So they're murderers.
Yeah, everything is.
Do you know how dense their environment is? They would explode in space. They're never getting there, man.
They would explode in space. Their spacesuits are like autoclaves. They're pressure cookers.
Yeah. Creature designing loop back into Pikachu. That's how they got fire and electricity. This is going to lead to some sick-looking fan art. It is. I'm excited.
And right now I'm drawing their ring eyes. And their brain is in the middle of it.
How about the measure mating potential by the male that can reflect the most lightning without being shocked? Some predator is just a giant lightning rod pufferfish. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, there probably are animals whose defense mechanism is being so good at taking electricity that they just cover their bodies in lightning rods, and then anything that gets close to it gets shocked to death.
Mm-hmm.
Is he the true Lord of the Ring? Yes. That's their brain going through their eyeball rod.
Yeah.
Or their
eyeball ring.
Draw an elephant strawberry for size comparison.
What's an elephant strawberry?
I don't know.
I assume it's like a really big strawberry or like a really red elephant.
So the rest just die by electroshock? Every animal would have some kind of defense from being shocked.
Yeah, because everything would be getting shocked by lightning all the time.
Their defense might be they can tell when it's going to get lightning and they can leave.
Mm-hmm. But everything would have to deal with that. Like everything that's not in like the outer, like the most outer edges of the atmosphere would have to deal with that.
Yeah. Does it morb? Yes.
And someone was saying that it should have a spinal cord too, right? And I think I agree with them.
Yeah. Does it have a through gut, or does its stomach have the same entrance to legs like a jellyfish?
I kind of think it does. I kind of don't think it has a through gut. Because then, like, the exit would be up here, but that's where their brain and eye is.
It could
Oh, it could shoot out here. That's kind of interesting.
By the way, lightning bolts inside a gas giant can reach millions of miles along.
Oh, yeah. For sure. Okay, right now I'm just going to draw their inner organs real quick.
Can they blow themselves up and unleash a massive lightning storm on their opponent? Probably not, because they don't produce the electricity. They just redirect it.
Mm-hmm.
You can probably tell when electricity coming by, and if a million-mile-long lightning bolt is going to strike, they probably just get out of the way of it.
Probably so, yeah.
That, I don't think they can redirect that. You know, like kamikaze about lightning. Make it piss through its brain cream. Be a man.
Be a man.
Can they dual-wield knives? They can sexto-wield knives. What about the double Earth-sized tornadoes? Don't worry about it. They can canonically morph, yes. Maybe we can store the charge from the lightning for even more powerful shocks to go through the lightning resistance.
There's probably, like, they as they get more technologically advanced, they probably start having, like, batteries. That they just hold batteries.
Some creatures might exploit the lightning to produce their own energy in some way, like an autotroph, like a plant. Yes. Do they have Jupiter-like superstorms? Probably.
Mm-hmm.
But they would probably just know where those are, like through their travels. They would just like be a feature on the map, and they would just not go there.
Yeah, they just wouldn't go to those parts.
Yeah. Bioluminescent brains. It's a Super Saiyan. Is it a mating ritual? Just spaff lightning to get their attention? That'd be cool. What if they produce a slime that coats their skin and helps prevent lightning shocking them? They can spit this liquid at prey, making lightning strike them so their prey is easier to kill. Just got here what we got so far. Lightning bending, lightning bending see-through sunfish that walk on their jaws.
That walk on their external jaws.
Yes. A gas giant are things called hot ice because of the water pressure. The part that affects lightning would probably not be transparent because it's a different kind of cell. Yeah, probably. Would their jaws have metal in them, like some worms? They'd probably attract lightning way better. I don't think that their like evolved form, like the wild animal version, would want to attract lightning. I think the redirecting thing would just be a way to get it out of you so it doesn't kill you.
Yeah.
But they, once they're sapient, would use that natural ability and like morph it into a martial art.
Mm-hmm.
And they might have like metal rings they wear around their jaws or something to attract lightning to it. Because then they know how to redirect it better. I think they get wrecked by a gun. Luckily nobody has a gun.
And if they did have some, I mean, we also, like, real martial artists also get wrecked by guns, but that doesn't make martial art useless.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
What if they have transparent wombs? That's a great idea. Instead of every single Swiss Army knife has a battery attachment.
Real.
Will it be Jupiter colored or have air algae? It'll have air algae. How do you know that Jupiter doesn't have air algae? Jupiter doesn't have air algae.
How do you know?
I've been there.
I've been there.
I went to Jupiter to get more stupider, Creed.
I went to Jupiter to get more stupider.
Can there be a superstorm that's sufficiently the size and shape of Italy/Great Britain?
Like both?
Yes.
Like it's like simultaneously the shape of both of them?
How do they communicate? I'm assuming it's windy to the planet, so do they communicate via lights in their body? Perhaps. They can see their babies in the womb. That'd be awesome. Make them Latvian, of course. They're lightning crab squids. Elijah is the ultimate morber. Are they small or humongosaurus? They are humongosaurus.
They are humongosaurus. They're massive, brother.
Is there differences between the males and females of the species, or are they all hermaphrodites? I like that idea, too.
I like the idea of them all being hermaphrodites.
I forget. Will they go to space? Perhaps.
I think probably. I have some ideas for what their story might be. And if I will go with the idea that I have right now, they would have to go to space.
I cast gun, prepare to meet God. Lightning Olmoa. Hello from Denmark. Hey Denmarkian, my friend.
Hey, Denmark.
What if there was a creature that moves using electrodynamic tethering? That'd be awesome. What if they have little whiskers for feeling and detecting that like a catfish? They can tell when the lightning's going to come by. Transparent wombs in which they keep their tadpole-like larvae is a little pool, and the babies are already quite smart because they can see everything already from birth, so they can learn a lot during gestation.
Oh, that's cool.
I like the idea so far, but about in the air, they are one of the most dangerous predators, but as soon as they step foot on another floating animal, they are near the bottom of the food chain. So they can talk at birth. Mustard? How about mustard gas? Geneva Convention, where I can give this suggestion, for real. Do they kiss each other with their arms? Their kisses and hugs are the same thing. There's no distinction between a kiss and a hug. Were they created by the benevolent parasites? No. Do they like Pepsi? No, they're more Coke people.
Yeah, they prefer Coke. I mean, they actually like... what's the root beer that isn't made by Pepsi?
Barks?
Barks.
Yeah.
Is it really Barks?
I don't know. Maybe. A&W? I don't know. Can we have them be like mushrooms with many thousands of genders? That's actually cooler.
That is actually I like that. I don't really know how that works, though.
Are they isolated from space civilization? Trust.
Trust.
The scientific name should be Electro-Pisces, meaning lightning fish. That's cool. They like uber charge themselves and go to war. Never mind. I dreamt the mushroom thing. Oh, okay.
It was told to me in a dream.
The lack of context half makes this more terrifying. Do you want context or no? I feel like they would prefer cocaine. Yes, they do. What's their culture like? We haven't figured out their body quite yet. Will they eat your cat? They wouldn't even notice my cat.
Yeah, their cat would be like a speck on a speck.
Could they use a taser to just inject electricity like steroids? Probably not, but I like the idea. With my jet engine squids, what if they shoot lightning at the jet engine to supercharge it? That'd be cool. Elijah sapiens is their scientific name. For real.
Okay, so does this make sense? Like, these are the dexterous jaws.
Put a number on their size. He drew a banana, guys. That's the most...
Okay, I'll draw the banana again. It's right there.
That's the banana.
That's actually probably like a banana tree. These things are big.
Would they have weapons to help them shoot lightning? Yes, they would, probably. They develop things they can channel the lightning through, I'm sure.
Okay, is this making sense so far? The thing that I'm drawing?
I think it makes sense. I'm liking it. Does it make sense, boys?
So this part here is non-transparent.
This is going to massively mess up the size chart.
Yeah, it is. That's exactly why I drew. That's exactly why I want these guys to be massive, is to mess up the size chart.
Give them a self-destruct orchid. No. Play tic-tac-toe on the banana.
Part where legs go.
Bananas don't grow on trees. How large are they? Give me a number. You don't know yet, my fans.
Okay, so size of the average mansion. 8,000 square feet. It's 8,000 square feet big. That's your number until further notice. They would need lungs, right? Like, what other organs would it need?
Lungs, yeah. Or gills or something. Something to get...
What a gill... I'm not going to draw gills. I don't know what they look like on the inside.
Something to get whatever their oxygen equivalent needs to be. Probably just oxygen, actually.
Probably is just oxygen. So, okay, they have lungs in here. They probably... I don't know. Let's do it like this.
A human should easily crawl inside of them, yes.
Very easily.
For some culture stuff for them, I'd imagine that they don't value their people after death. Maybe considering that a good portion of them would fall to the core below when they die. Maybe falling to the core is like honorable. Was that a cultivated or a wild banana?
Cultivated. Was that a cultivated or wild banana?
I think the front looks a little bit bland, but I don't know how to fix that. We're going to put organs in it, and maybe that'll help.
Yeah, we're going to put organs just kind of all throughout it.
In metric, that would be 1.00983 kilometers. But you said no balloon. Fish mansion. Draw it and give it the little larva inside.
Oh, yeah, I need a place for its
bebes.
Its bebes to go. So where should its bebes go? How does this thing reproduce?
For culture stuff, I think they should have a deep-rooted disrespect toward bananas. I agree. They don't recognize the difference between cultivated and wild.
They don't recognize the difference.
Where'd the banana go?
Oh, I erased it. My bad.
Oh, that's rude.
It's right. It's there again.
Perfect. Make it a snail larva.
How do snails reproduce? Or do you mean they should give birth to snails? So they only have one generation.
They have
the rest are just snails.
Well, they have resident isopods. I like that idea. Humongous sapien lightning squid that uses lightning as a weapon that dies instantly to a gun. This is gotta be a pretty big, like an artillery.
Yeah, I don't
Like an
think it would
artillery.
die instantly. Like, if a person shot it, I don't think it would notice.
Like, damn, that sucked.
It would notice the same way. It wouldn't even notice the same way you notice a bee sting, because bees like are full of venom that make it hurt. It's not just the sharpness of the blade.
Play tic-tac-toe on another banana. Give it a jigaloo organ used, of course, for Kayla to Julian. Of course. I don't know what that means. Snails have a sword fight with their penises and the loser gets impregnated. He said that, I remembered how snails reproduce. That's actually kind of kick-ass.
That's actually kind of kick-ass. I kind of like that.
I am not kidding. Maybe they expulse gametes into the water and they snatch them and put them inside. That'd be cool. Penis sword fight goes pretty hard. I gotta say. I didn't know they were that big. Wouldn't they be crushed under a giant's weight, and or shredded by winds being that awe-inspiring size while still being light? They would be down in the liquid. The winds are up in the air.
Yeah.
I'd imagine. I don't know that.
I mean, they probably have currents and stuff they have to deal with.
Yeah. Would a gun even function in those conditions? Absolutely not.
Yeah, it would not function.
Could they take advantage of big-ass lightning bolts and redirect that to basically a mini Dyson laser? Yes.
Okay, so...
A biological mini Dyson laser.
I feel like this actually makes sense.
Maybe not penis swords.
Maybe not penis swords. So I want to draw one that's pregnant, but I don't know like where the womb would be. Because this is the kind of thing, like, because obviously I'm going to ask for you guys to draw fan art, but this thing is kind of complicated.
Yeah, you got to draw a diagram after you draw the fan art.
Yeah, I mean, not necessarily. I wouldn't mind getting fan art that's just like maybe they, I don't know. I wouldn't mind having fan art that's just like the relevant organs. Like you could just draw like a barrelfish where the rest of it's not transparent, but you still see its eye and brain. And that's fine.
Can one of their government organizations have TRUST as their acronym? Yes.
What?
Trust.
Oh, trust, yes. That's going to be the name of the planet.
Yeah. What if they store the babies in the stomach like that one extinct frog?
Really?
What if they broadcast spawn, right?
Uh-huh.
They just, like, let their gametes out and they connect out biologically in the water.
Mm-hmm.
And they go collect them up and just pack them under their guts.
Okay, yeah. So then this...
And then they can't eat the entire time they're pregnant.
They can't eat the whole time they're pregnant. Okay. Okay, that's interesting. So then this one... Honestly, I kind of don't like the look of these lungs. I'm going to be straight up with you. Maybe we don't...
Don't ask for fan art. You're going to get R34 of them penis fighting. Maybe they penis fight for sport.
I don't think they have penises.
That's fair.
If they're doing
broadcast spawning.
Broadcast spawning, yeah.
I want to draw one pregnant. Korea 2024.
I mean, I do because I feel like that's an interesting idea of their children, even before they're born, being able to learn about their environment because they can see through their parents' skin. So,
I like to think that despite how huge they are, they're one of the smallest creatures on their planet. I don't think they're one of the smallest creatures on their planet. I think they're like on human size scale with everything else.
I think they're
roughly
about as big as like a dog, probably. Like I think they're probably like salmon sized in comparison to the rest of their environment.
They're like an 80-pound animal.
Yeah,
when compared to other animals, and they're the size of a small mansion.
Mm-hmm.
Or they could wear clothes, which makes the fan art easy.
Yeah, or they could do that.
Yeah.
So
I didn't know they were in the liquid hydrogen layer. And for the womb, I'd say somewhere connected to the stomach, like a cloaca. Now draw her giving birth.
I will not.
Who are they?
And also, this isn't, I mean, they don't really have he's and hers.
Yeah.
So just because this one's a mother, I don't know.
Mother and female are two different terms. She's
Yeah.
not a term for female, because they're all hermaphrodites. Mother's a job, not a gendered thing. You can be a mother this time and a father next time. Right now you're mothering, but next time you're going to be fathering. Do this. Win Starscapes NSFW right now, brother. If they're good at healthcare, what's their maximum lifespan? A long.
Yeah. I think their organs are probably because I kind of don't want to draw the rest of their organs. If I'm
like a pollen seeds where it's forbidden to eat for most cultures. Yeah,
because it could harm it could harm the baby.
Harm the baby, yeah.
It doesn't necessarily mean it will harm the baby.
Yeah,
but it probably will. Okay, so I'm gonna draw like
there
this.
exists a whale to these guys. That's scary.
Mm-hmm.
Now draw it giving birth.
Yeah, they fixed the
They
pronouns.
fixed it, yeah.
They should say them.
True.
So try again.
Man, now I have to make a Rule 34 account to upload the drawing of it. I'm sorry, Time Storm. You're braver than I. Maybe the mother dies after giving birth, but the lungs are showing. Oh, sorry. This moved up and I got confused. Maybe the mother dies after giving birth, but the father lives on. I figured they just spit the little babies out to be alright.
Yeah, I think so.
Imagine getting shamed like, bro, your lungs are showing. Cover up, man.
Cover up, bro.
Make an NSFW tier for the Patreon. Do they have nipples?
They gotta. That's how we started this whole thing.
These guys are making sperm banks in their Stone Age. So if they intentionally let algae, like plants, grow on their skin, that would act as clothes.
Oh, that's cool.
Make the gas giant blue, green, white, red, purple, or yellow.
That's all the colors. So it's gotta be one of them.
Do not say my name after reading out Rule 34 shit posts. Too late, Time Storm. It's over.
It's over, Time Storm.
Where are the eyes? Does it have eyes?
So these
that
are
ring around that little ring looking thing, that's its eyeball. It has one eyeball that I can see all the way around and stuff with.
Yeah.
And it's internal.
Okay. So I think I'm good with the design. All right.
Could they have prehensile whiskers on their face so they can manipulate things in front of them?
So
you're right, You're right, Time Storm. It is Jover. It is Jover, Time Storm.
So this is what we're gonna do now. This is the part of the stream where I draw them not as a diagram, but as what they actually look like in day-to-day things, and then I go on to draw the an actual finished render off screen. All right.
What do they think of Pride Month? Every month is Pride Month for these guys. They're all some kind of gay. They're all the same gender.
Yeah, because they're all the same gender. Every month is Pride Month. But not every month is Men's Mental Health Awareness Month.
For real. Why are the eyes so far back? That's arguably the front. They move toward where the eye is.
Yeah.
Show Morbius for scale.
Show what?
Morbius.
Like the movie or the character?
The movie.
Or Jared Leto.
What do their hats look like? Can they have epifauna? What is epifauna? Let's find out what epifauna is. Is that little things that live inside you? That's my guess before I Google it.
That would be endopharma.
It would. Little things that live on you. We got on the surface.
That'd be exo. Unless they decided to use a different root word for some reason.
It's like the little mites that live in your eyelids.
Yeah, they'd have a ton of it.
Every month is Pride Month if you let yourself be consumed by hubris.
That's pretty funny.
Show a bacterium for scale. By the way, snails have less of a sword fight. It's more of a spear fight. They try to stab one another. The baby's just like Mother at Crave McDonald's, something with nutrients. Are we allowed to draw animals that live alongside them? I want to so bad. Absolutely. It'd go crazy.
So one thing, though, that usually happens with these is people... You absolutely are allowed to, but most of the time I feel kind of weird showing it off in the video because the animals that you guys draw usually don't follow the same like biological rules that the main species does, right? You kind of just default to some of the Earth rules.
Which makes sense because you're on Earth.
But that's not what the aliens on this planet would look like. Like they wouldn't have two eyes, or they wouldn't have whatever else it is, or they wouldn't have a for the Gabaras. That happened a lot. Like the Gabaras had like the 6 limbs, 2 of which turned into ears and stuff like that, and a lot of people would kind of do things that didn't quite conform to that idea. And I'm pretty sure I still showed most of those in the video because I decided it didn't really matter. But try, if you're drawing another species, before you give it some feature, like just like think in your head real quick if you're giving that feature because that's what you feel like it should be, because that's how you're used to Earth creatures looking, or if it's because it fits this planet, right?
Screw bilateral symmetry. It says pack slash.
Yeah. Sure. These guys are they're a little bilateral, but I feel like they're mostly radial. Okay. So I'm gonna finish drawing.
There's a small human colony living inside of one, and I just haven't noticed yet.
That's kind of fun.
True. Every month is a different pride theme. August is boastfulness, September is vanity, etc. Meep says, "Oh, I will take notes." Good. Can we make an electric starfish whale-sized predator?
That sounds cool.
That does sound very cool.
Also, I mean, this is another idea that I had when I thought of the lightning thing. Like, what if there's a creature that stores electricity and then it uses that to create, like, basically biological laser guns?
That would go hard.
I feel like that would go kind of hard.
Send him to the Shadow Realm. What if these guys have plants grow on them like the whales in South Scrimshaw? They serve to help for mating purposes and defense. That would be cool, but I feel like if their skin is translucent, it's probably not super thick. If they're probably super thick, 'cause it's huge, but it's not like notably thick in comparison to their size.
Mm-hmm.
And South Scrimshaw plants work because the whale had this gigantically thick layer under the skin for the plants to root into.
Mm-hmm. Aw, it kind of looks like a smiley slug right now. His stomach does. Or their stomach does.
Will Zombie says, "Draw me for scale."
Okay.
It's cute. I want one. I have an idea for a moon. Can I upload it when I'm done with it? Of course.
So this is Little Zombie, right?
Draw another one for scale.
And I would like you guys to notice what happens to Little Zombie. So that's him now. He's so small that I can't even use the transform tool anymore. Okay, and then it's brain, which I feel like kind of splinters out a bunch more than it does.
It would make sense for most animals on this planet to have one or no eyes or a ring eye because they came from the common ancestor. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that kind of
draw things with a ring eye. If you guys are going to draw electricity, this guy isn't producing his own electricity.
What the heck is happening?
Right. You can have a critter produce some electricity to explain. You have to have it clear in the design. That's like why and how. Like, it's just not that this planet makes electricity animals for fun. Does that make sense? What if there's a creature that specializes the lightning lifestyle so much that the intelligent guys think they're the actual cause of lightning? That'd be cool. I heart my whale game, South Scrimshaw Mansion. For real. Maybe they have an ecosystem on top of them. That would go hard. Maybe the next prompt is creatures that live on Elijah.
What the heck is happening, brother?
What the heck is happening, brother?
Apparently Photoshop just doesn't want to work anymore.
That's awesome. Use the zombie to play tic-tac-toe once you get Photoshop working.
What the flippity flap?
What's your favorite Spec Evo project, Craig?
My favorite Spec Evo project? I don't know. It's been a while since I've like just casually like watched South Evo projects, Spec Evo projects. What the hell is happening? Saren is really good.
Saren is pretty good.
I do really like Saren.
I think my favorite is Tales of Chimera.
Oh yeah, that's a good one too.
Yeah. Draw Serena for scale.
Okay, this is what I'm going to do real quick. Save as. Loop. Are we still? Yeah, we are. We're still here. File open.
I am in the process of reading Serena. How far are you? Serena's really good. There's a lot to read, so good luck.
There is a lot to read. There we go. It's working again.
All right,
we did it, boys.
We're in.
Okay.
Hacker voice.
We're in.
My fave is Darwin 4. I have the book. My favorite book ever. It's really good. Get to the mud wickets. Oh, you're in for a treat with the mud wickets. I love the mud wickets.
I feel like he's probably already had it all spoiled for him.
He probably has, but still. Have you watched the new Alien Biospheres video? Yes. Yes.
Oh, the Alien Biospheres is also really good.
Alien Biospheres is fantastic.
I do really like Alien Biospheres. Oh, yeah, I mean, this isn't really Spec Evo. But I really like Monster Garden, and I really like Golden Bones, which are both, they're more like fantasy than sci-fi. Which, by the way, I mean, let me know if you guys are interested in this, because I would love to do like a sci-fi type project, kind of like one of those.
This is a sci-fi project.
Well, no, a fantasy type project,
okay.
Where it's like I make like a magic system, like one of those. So let me know if you guys would be interested in that, because I think that'd be kind of cool. And I already have an idea for like a magic system that I would make it about.
Do you like I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream?
Yeah, I like I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream. It's not really Spec Evo, but it
isn't, but it is cool.
It is cool.
You guys, if you're interested in I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream, and you're okay with a lot of blood and gore, read The Metamorphosis of the Prime Intellect. That's all I'm going to say. Draw another Elijah for scale.
I'll just probably copy and paste this one.
Make a fart-based magic system.
Aw, it's like
I would love if you did that. I could never get enough of those fantasy projects. I'd be so down for the potential fantasy project. I have a mouth and I won't scream.
I have a mouth, but I won't scream. He's just like, nah, I don't need it. I'm not feeling it. I'm not feeling screamy today.
Draw the Prophet Elijah for scale.
The Prophet Elijah. Are
you gonna give it little pupils all along the ring?
Oh yeah,
the eyeball?
That'd be cool. Okay, there we go. So I'm gonna try and just make it like symmetrical, so I don't have to worry about stupid stuff like that.
Stupid stuff like that. You think it's walk or float? Both. But they mostly walk. They mostly float. Draw me fighting Elijah for scale.
I'm so sorry.
Gas giants are basically just fart planets. True. Too sleepy to scream. Oh, that makes sense.
Too sleepy to scream. Draw
a blue whale for scale. Also give it a top hat. Draw a dune sandworm for scale.
Now that's something that might actually show up. I feel like a dune sandworm probably would show up. I don't remember.
A blue whale would show up too.
A blue whale would also show up. Yeah, because this is like mansion sized, and both of those are big.
Yeah.
So
are all the creatures on this planet radially symmetrical?
Are all the animals on this planet radially symmetrical?
I have a mouth and I've been screaming.
And
Help! Oh my god!
I feel like this one. I feel like they probably all had a radially symmetrical common ancestor, and then ones like this evolved bilateral symmetry after the fact. Because this one's still kind of radially symmetrical, but not really, because its fins aren't. Okay.
I would like to scream, but it's late. Don't want to wake the neighbors up.
Real.
I have a mouth, and to anger Am, I won't scream.
To anger Am, I will not scream.
The entire project reminds me of, wait, what is that? What? Is that a project about several different unique worlds? There's also a guy in Jasmine. It's called something with C. I don't know what you're referring to, Temstrom.
It's called something with C.
Draw him cooking. For scale.
Who let for scale? Who let him cook?
I don't have a mouth, but I still scream.
Is anyone else annoyed by Web coughing every 2 seconds?
I'm annoyed by it. Who would it made in Smash?
I think Donkey Kong.
I want to. I'm scared, but I'm watching the stream and I don't want to miss anything.
Scream or
Scream? Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I might have a mouth. I don't know. I have no mouth, but I also have no need to scream. I have a big test tomorrow and I should be asleep, but I'm watching you instead. Peter, it'll be a VOD. It's okay.
Peter, I respect your decisions. That's exactly what I would be doing.
Me too. It doesn't mean it's the right thing to do.
I do the wrong thing, but so should you.
Several hours ago, I was in math, and then I screamed. I screamed then. Curious Archive made a video about it. About the thing that starts with C.
Oh, the
Oh,
cluster?
the cluster. The cluster.
The cluster, yeah.
Gotcha. Several hours ago. Oh, sorry. Adam Cook. Need for Scream 3. Will it scream? Imagine needing a mouth or having to scream.
Could not be me, dude.
Designing Alien Species series. Smash or pass, win.
Now. Okay, so.
You are my inspiration, Mr. 8-Ball.
Thank you.
What does this creature sound like? Imagine what it would sound like if you didn't have a mouth but you wanted to scream.
That's kind of what it was. It sounds like.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah.
I have no mouth, and I must scream. He's so me-coded. People should start making memes. That's like the I have no mouth and I'm a scream creature, and it's like literally me.
They should.
I
I'm
think
sure
that
that
would be
meme's been made. I have no mouth, but I still scream. What if they determine age with the size and amount of lightning scars it has? I have a mouth, and I must scream, but I'm at work, and I could be fired for that.
You can get fired for screaming at work?
Would you smash Elijah? With that big hammer, yes. No, I wouldn't. I love Elijah.
Yeah, Elijah's great.
No, the fight to the death to us, but with the aliens. Curious Archive should do a video about your alien species.
I think so too. Everyone should pester him until he does.
Chat! Chat, get in this comment section.
Get on it, chat. Okay, and then...
Don't do that.
And then I'm just going to draw... I mean, I am actually going to draw another one for scale, but it's going to be a baby.
This species is a smash for me. I'm glad to hear that, me.
You do you.
Me in silent reading time. I have a mouth, but I won't scream. It's scampering time. Scamper over to Curious Archive and pester him in the DMs. Don't do that, please. I'm joking. Why does bro look like that? Because he's a giant alien squidfish crab.
Squidfish
alien,
crab alien
lightning creature.
Okay. And this is a bulbul.
I lost my mouth because I overused my screaming privileges. Nice that you are back making live streams. There should be humongous tapeworms. Oh, trust, there will be. I have a mouth, but I can't scream because the mafia stole my voice box because I knew too much.
I hate it when that shit happens, man.
Do it jiggle.
A little bit, probably. And I think I drew these limbs too short. If I'm gonna be straight up with you guys. I drew those limbs too short.
I will spam Curious Archive for justice for a video on your aliens. You're doing the Lord's work. Please don't actually do that. I'm kidding.
I'm not. No, I am kidding. Don't do that.
But maybe we do. But don't do it. Don't do it. Please don't do it.
But no, I don't. Don't do it. But I mean, no, don't do it.
I don't have a mouth, and my doctors are terrified because I'm somehow still screaming.
It's like, where is the sound coming from?
I have a mouth, but I'm too tired to scream. I have two mouths, and I could scream. I have no scream, but I must mouth.
I have no scream, but I must mouth.
Imagine if pregnant women had windows to the womb. I hate the thought of that.
That's exactly what these guys have.
That's what these have. Imagine. I would scream, but I lost my mouth.
Okay, so now actually
for a great boss in Dark Souls, they would.
Yeah, he's actually kind of would.
They should use electricity in a kind of Morse code language. Probably not, because they don't always have access to electricity.
Yeah,
they don't just walk around producing electricity. They have to come upon electricity and then redirect it as it already existed. So that wouldn't be an efficient communication method. It'd be very effective in a get away from me kind of communication method. Telling it to leave.
By shooting lightning into
shooting lightning at it. That would tell you. That's a kind of communication. I don't have a mouth, but a whimsical musical note always plays around me.
That's cool.
I am a mouth and I will scream. Scream, scream, scream. Mouth, mouth, mouth.
Okay, what I'm going to do now is color this dude so that we can see which parts of it are transparent and which ones are not.
They will sound like Mr. Krabs when walking. They will, yes, but deafening because they're gigantic.
Select inverse.
Wait, how do they clean the window?
And basics, that one. Boop. Okay, cool.
Screams. Is the stomach always visible, or does pregnancy make it visible? It's always visible.
It's all, yeah. So right now, I'm...
A human with a taser is also using an electrical form of communication to tell you to get away. Yes, that's what I was talking about. That's what I meant.
Okay, so the parts that are like dark gray are the parts that are not transparent, and the parts that are light gray are the parts that are transparent, right? So it's bony, legs are not transparent, and the part of the body that those fold up into are also not transparent. But everything else is. And then real quick, I am going to...
I sent your mouth to the shadow realm. No more screaming for you.
So, stomach.
Eye ring should be pink. Currently watching this from jail, as I was the one who stole all the mouths.
/
Chat, should we all scream?
Womb. Twin.
All right, Peter, good night. Do you want your test tomorrow, man?
So, 2...
How long does Elijah live?
Long time.
Long time. I lack the apparatus for consuming food, and yet I have a strong desire to make a loud, audible noise.
Ring.
Transparent fins? You just said trans fins, which I assume you meant transparent as opposed to, like, transgender.
Yeah. Probably so. Unless he's having a very different conversation than we are.
Yes. I scream, you scream, we all scream after we lose our mouths.
Brain. Actually, I think we're notably not doing that. And then,
we all scream until we lose our mouths. If you could see your baby inside you, you would probably be disgusted. Not if you were used to it, like it was just a regular thing for your species. When they die, do the internal gases decompress and then explode like a whale? That would be insane.
Fins.
Sorry. Like we said, every month is Pride theme, so they have trans fins.
Trans fins.
Congrats to the Finns and then the little trans flag.
We love it for them.
For real. What happens if a flashbang goes off next to the pregnant alien? Oh, those are the anuses.
Yeah, exactly. Retractable.
I thought those were eyes.
No, they're not. It looks like it's stomach, and the little tubes that go out to where the food is spat out again, they look like a happy little slug. But that's not what it is. Retractable exterior, so retractable jaws /
Fish are coming out as trans? Yes.
legs. And then this is its outer
Jaw.
crushing jaw
/ main leg pair.
And then these are the inner dexterous claws. Jaws.
Slug? Question mark? So the stomachs do penis fight each other? Yes.
Inner
Manipulative appendage.
dexterous.
They do have a mouth, so they will scream.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then this is right. This is kind of their external.
And there should be multiple babies, like tadpoles in a pool.
Oh, I like that more, actually.
Yeah.
External mouth.
What
and
if
then the
internal mouth?
internal mouth.
Imagine a couple doing rocky paper scissors to decide who's getting pregnant.
Decide who's getting pregnant.
What do they think of their kids? They probably are positive. They probably think positively of them.
Yeah, that's kind of the go-to.
I don't even know if they'll be going to space, but I've already been designing the spacesuit.
I think if they do go to space, like their spacesuits would have, like I said, like their spacesuits would be auto pressure cookers earlier, kind of like as a joke, but I think they would literally have to be.
Yeah.
Because otherwise they would just decompress instantly and die.
Blobfish, yeah.
Babies. Okay, So this
Create
is
ball. Release the cat.
releases what?
Create ball. Release your cat.
Release the cat. I refuse.
They can speak. They can literally speak in the womb.
Okay, so
What do they think of Earth? I don't think they know about Earth.
I don't think so. I don't think they know about Earth.
Babies are born with the intelligence of like a 5-year-old. That goes hard.
Yeah, I think they probably would be.
How do they clean the window, Creed? Don't avoid the question.
With their dexterous jaws, they reach up and like that.
Like a little Windex bottle.
They go.
An Earth scale Windex bottle. You just like have to. Yeah.
They break the little lever as they're using it.
How do they build their cities? I don't know.
They use. I mean,
I'm in your walls. I will release it myself. How do they morb? Hard.
hard. They morph hard. Okay, so does this design make sense to everybody? And as you'll notice, they don't have a heart or lungs or anything like that, so they probably just have like open respiration the way that like a snail does or like insects do.
It's possible at such gigantic scales, though.
It doesn't matter because the reason that I don't have that in there is because I don't want it to be overly complicated. Like anybody that wants to draw one of these guys, I don't want them to have to draw an entire cardiovascular system. So
can you just draw like a little section right here behind the brain?
And we can just pretend
the heart can fit right there, and then just draw some noodles coming off of it.
I also don't want to render. I want to have to render it every time, so I won't draw their veins, and you guys also will not have to draw their veins.
That's where the heart's going to be. It doesn't have to be a perfect circle, obviously.
Heart.
Imagine having a conversation with your baby in the womb.
Yeah, it's like that part of Dune 2, Electric Boogaloo.
Can you draw one that got depressurized like a blobfish? That's up to you. Give us that fan art, boys.
I would imagine their babies would be some ridiculously small beast, like a little tadpole. Oh, never mind. I was instantly wrong. They give live birth.
Let me see.
Oh, cute! Some ridiculously small beast.
Remember, I know what's wrong. They give live birth.
Doodle of him.
Oh, I have an idea. They have little machines that charge their lightning, letting them lightning attack. But yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah, they have like little batteries that are like taser batteries.
Oh yes, I see it. Epic prank. I replaced the Windex fluid with sulfuric acid. Escalated. Prank gone wrong. Gone sexual. Ambulance call.
Okay.
Bahama have a request to go get Taco Bell immediately. They say from the womb.
They say from the womb. So does this design look make sense? Look good to everybody? Because I think I really like it. I think he's cool. So I'm going to talk about real quick. So somebody real quick, could you check to make sure that the Discord link that I have in my description that it actually works still? Because we're going to start doing. I found a planet in Screen Engine, and I thought the jellyfish guy homeworld.
Can they worship galvanized square steel, eco-friendly wood, and screws borrowed from their grandma/aunt?
Yes.
Sweet. Looks like a biblically accurate angel. Exactly.
So in the Discord, I am going to put in the world building lore channel. I'm going to put some of the stuff, like some of the world building that we already have kind of thought up here. So,
what are their pronouns? They, them.
They, them, yeah.
Would they be attuned to nature? Some of them would be.
They have transparent skin and can see their organs. So they would almost immediately be really good at medical stuff.
Do they care for their young and let them go out on their own? I think they care for their young.
I think so too. Like they don't have I think I drew 4 here. I think that's probably right around how many they have at a time. So they don't have like a bajillion kids at once. They have like a half a dozen at the most.
Because if they had a bajillion kids at once, they would have to let them go, right?
But they'd also have what if they had a bajillion kids at once? Then it also wouldn't really matter that they're able to form a connection with them even before they give birth, which I think is a really cool idea.
I assume they can see in front and around them, but are their eyes able to look inside their own body and see their own brain?
Yeah, but they probably ignore it the same way that we ignore our nose. Like, they probably see their brain as well as we see our nose, right? It also
They probably really care about children's rights and are very overprotective. I like that idea.
I like that too.
Great, now they have an entire kindergarten inside of them. Exactly. Can you imagine?
Resulting in...
Of course, they can see inside their stomach as their prey slowly dissolves. I imagine large families / colonies get a cute little school of fish. Is the cat Cree-0 ball? Yes.
It'll also allow their baby...
The cat is Cree-1 ball.
To see outside of their parents' bodies, resulting in them... Which means they come out smarter than your average newborn.
Draw a banana one last time.
I'm gonna give you guys an actual thing for scale. I'm gonna use the White House.
Cree-7 ball. Why do you always change or add stuff to my comments? That was your comment exactly as you typed it. Sometimes I fix little grammatical errors and read them off. Like if you say "are" but you meant "and," I'll hit you with that. That's about it. Or if I see two comments that are very similar to each other, one right after another, I'll just kind of mix them together. Get the point across. Unless it's something like about a personal issue, don't read it exactly as it is. But if two people have the exact same idea, I'll just pitch the idea. I won't read those comments one after another. Also, they can just decide to abort if they hate their child's personality.
They're like, I don't like this one.
Holy shit. Imagine a smaller pet like a floating, defending, loyal dog. I like that. Very cute. Maybe the babies eat ground up food since they're inside the stomach.
That would make sense, actually.
It would. Although I imagine I'd be worried about digesting my babies if it's hard to digest anything.
Yeah. Maybe they don't. Maybe the parent doesn't digest anything. Like the parent doesn't eat, but it's still
their father puts the food in their form.
Yeah, well, like they still put food inside of their stomach, but the mother doesn't digest it. The babies
digest it.
Like swim in and they scoop it up and digest it themselves.
Yeah.
So this is about how big it is, I think. Like this is the White House, in case you're familiar with how big the White House is, and this is it next to the White House.
What is the silliest cultural event that they have?
I don't know yet.
Imagine a baby running for president while still in the womb.
They also have a martial arts.
Americans will use anything but the metric system.
I don't know how big the White House is, so I don't know how long it is. I don't use the imperial system either, to be fair.
Would there be different ecosystems like giant algae forests and giant gas storms? And
for sure.
It'd be like a sky ocean. Yeah, it'd be like a sky ocean. Imagine what it's like in the sky and what it's like in the ocean and merge the two.
Where they deflect lightning.
Would they have a resting internal pressure, so if they sleep, they would float right up or sink down? I imagine they just have a set point where their body is just naturally pressurized to that bit.
Mm-hmm.
Like we do. Like our body is designed to exist at 1 G of pressure. Or not 1 G, whatever it is.
It's 1 atmosphere of
yeah,
pressure.
1 atmosphere, yeah.
They also have a martial arts where they deflect lightning bolts at one another.
Could you put like a car or something? I don't know how big the White House is, LMAO.
I don't know how big a car is compared to a
compared to the White House.
Compared to the White House.
The White House with a car.
I mean, like, I don't know how big the White House is either, but it's the size of a really big house. Like, it's just the size of a mansion.
Are they tasty? Their cultural units of measurement would probably be relatively ginormous to ours. Oh, yeah. Some say they taste like tea. The White House is actually pretty small. I've been there. It's actually kind of small. That's not huge.
I mean, it's not like but it's like bigger than a house. Right?
It's bigger than Dad's house.
Yeah,
but I imagine it as being this big old house.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot smaller than I think it is.
That's about what I was thinking.
Okay,
like a mansion that's not like a massive mansion.
Not like a gigantic forest manor way out in the woods, some like gigantic country manor for some dude.
Yeah, exactly.
Built it as a vanity project.
Exactly. Yeah.
Gotcha. Draw a screaming mouth for a comparison.
Has some.
The parent wants to get rid of a child. They just move them to the adjusted part of the stomach.
Has
using the White House as a point of reference is the most American thing I can imagine.
Yeah,
it's to throw you guys off the trail of all the Canadian allegations.
Exactly. So you guys stop thinking I'm Canadian. You guys are getting too close to learning the truth.
The flippers look uneven and a little funky.
Yeah, this isn't the finished render. I'll redraw the whole thing in like my regular art style that I usually use for my videos so that it looks good. But this is just a sketch so you guys know what the creature looks like, and you guys can start thinking about the lore stuff, and you guys can start drawing fan art of your own already if you want to, and that sort of thing.
I have a screaming mouth, but I'm in the White House next to a diagram of a huge alien. What if one of the members die? They all gather around it and place their claws on the dead one, and then it is let to either explode into the sky or sink where the cadaver redirects the bolt of lightning to ignite the gas.
Ooh.
The coroner, not the cadaver. Sorry, I read that wrong. That would go hard.
That would go kind of hard. They also have a martial arts where they deflect lightning bolts at one another, since everything on that planet has some resistance against lightning.
Me with a White House and a white void next to a gigantic alien. Did you make a form or something for these guys in the DC, if there isn't one already?
What do you mean?
Ask Packslash.
Packslash.
What do you mean by a DC? Or in the DC?
You guys in the Discord? If there is a
Discord.
Okay, yeah. So there's the world building channel in the Discord.
They need a name. Make them gas colored, whatever that means.
Make them gas colored.
Who made this? It's so cute.
Welcome to the P Zone.
This is
Welcome
a cute
to
one. I thought they were the same. I didn't read all the way through. I'm like, it's got to do the same thing, right? I was wrong.
I was wrong.
Can you animate it doing Fortnite dances?
First time I was successful in giving them a name. Yeah, I think they're because obviously I'm going to give them an actual like alien species name by the time the actual video comes out, but I always give them a
meme
name, like a stand-in name, a placeholder name, so that we have something to call them.
So far it's been Elijah.
And so far, yeah, it's been Elijah, so we'll call them Elijah.
Would they be like rational and ethical? Yes.
Yeah.
Not all of them, obviously.
But yeah, I mean, Sapiens.
Can you draw banana so we know how big the White House is?
Maybe I'll. How big do you think?
Wait, we don't have a name. Elijah's their name.
How big do you think they would be in comparison to a blue whale? And I'll just use that as a comparison.
Find a picture of the blue whale compared to the White House. I'm sure that exists somewhere.
Compared to the White House.
I'm certain that it's been done. It has to have been done, right? Let's compare to just a house. I don't know if that's like an actual size. It's not.
It's not touchscreen.
It's not touchscreen. I'm just stupid.
Blue whales are big, just in case you guys didn't know. So
this is get that picture and put it next to him.
Yeah.
You know how big the human is to the White House, roughly.
Yeah.
You've seen it.
Because so a human is about as big as this door, kinda.
They should be able to control their transparency for camouflage. That would be cool. Can I make a jungle moon concept that orbits the planet? Can I make a symbiotic ecosystem that lives on Elijah?
Jungle moon, no. There won't be their moon will not have life on it.
For lore reasons.
For lore reasons, their moon will have life on it. And also, I mean, like let's just focus on developing
One species at a time.
Yeah, one species in their planet. So that I like, because if we come up with a cool thing for their jungle plant, like their jungle moon, then I'll have to talk about it in the video. And if I have to talk about the jungle moon in the video, then I'll go off on a big tangent, and I won't be able to talk about as much stuff with these guys, right? So let's just kind of keep it a little simple here.
I imagine they'd be pretty squishy. They would.
I think so.
Nuh-uh. They are all rational and illogical. Yes, true.
Someone in the Discord says, I wish to live inside one. Which is interesting. At everyone. I'm just going to annoy people that are not part of this real quick.
It's all good.
They have transparent skin and can see their organs from the outside. So they would almost immediately be really good at medical stuff. It also allows their babies to see outside of their parents' body, which means they come out smarter than your average newborn, since they can learn from the adults around them before they're even born. They're about as intelligent as a 5-year-old and born due to how long gestation takes. They also have a martial arts where they deflect lightning bolts at one another, since everything on that planet has some natural resistance against lightning due to how dense the atmosphere is.
But that's just a theory. A speculative evolution.
Speculative evolution theory.
Thanks for watching. Can they do an arm-crossy, finger-pointy dance?
An arm-crossy, finger-pointy dance. So this is episode 6.
I like how their brain is bigger than an elephant's. Make the moon look like Titan and Io. That'd be cool. You should put something on a No Man's Sky. This has been rather unclear to me. But do they float through the sky or do they walk on the ground? If so, what surface? It's a gas planet.
So the gas planet has a core on the inside. Like all gas... I mean, don't all gas giants have a core on the inside?
Just because of the fact of density, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, even stars do, right?
Yeah, there's a
solid
something.
There is a solid thing in the center of the gas giant, and there are creatures that live on that surface. They're absolutely massive, and they live down there. But there's not that much food down there. So this thing, which isn't sentient, which is sentient, wouldn't have enough food to
power its brain.
If it lived on the surface. But it does spend a lot of time on the surface, walking on its retractable jaw legs. So if this thing was on the surface walking around, it would be walking around like this.
And these arms underneath, the long ones that are dangly, they'd be held up, and it would just be walking the two outside-nose legs.
Yeah, it'd be walking on the two outside-nose legs. And then otherwise, if it's just swimming like regular, then these jaws would also be fully retracted into this darker part of its body.
Yeah. So they swim horizontally. Yes. They live somewhere in the lower layers of the planet's atmosphere. Exactly.
Yeah. Exactly.
Due to how they live, they probably wouldn't develop housing. Or at least like a teepee kind of situation, like a yurt kind of thing. Where they pick it up and take it with them.
I mean, I imagine they probably stopped being nomadic because we were nomadic, but we stopped being nomadic.
That's true.
So just because they evolved to be nomadic doesn't mean they would remain that way.
That's true. Do they have something adjacent to the Sugandese? What's the Sugandese?
What the heck? Oh, I'm being silly right now. Hold
on. Funky. Which would they prefer?
I think funky.
I think that's fair.
I think funky, fun, and fresh is what they'd say.
They'd say funky, fun, and fresh?
Yeah. I think like they have like their own language, obviously, but then they also just have funky, fun, and fresh.
In perfect English.
In perfect English.
And it means the exact same thing.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
If they ever said funky, fun, or fresh on its own, they'd be confused. But funky, fun, and fresh together. It's like
exactly. And it means the same thing, but it's just one word. Yeah. Well, it's not just one word, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. They speak a language of like bioluminescent flashes.
And then they just say
And they have
funky
fun and fresh. Just pronounce it perfect English.
Okay, so I uploaded it to the Discord. I have all of the lore that we talked about so far, like the transparent skin and the fact and like what that's done to their medical history and what that does to like the way that their babies develop. And I talk about the martial arts that they have, where they can deflect lightning bolts at one another. So rare Clara appearance. I'm not sure. Actually, I might have seen Clara enough to know even who that is. I don't think I recognize her profile picture though. Anyway,
do they dance? Yes.
yeah, they dance. You best believe they dance. They're dancing queens.
The dancing queens.
Lightning benders, exactly, dude.
You want to see me as a snake?
Yes, Clara. I'm gonna do the thing where I switch it from the window from recording Photoshop to recording Discord, so that everybody on the stream is like, "Whoa, I can be on the stream if I go to Discord," and everybody gets onto the Discord, and then we all start talking about the thing. Wonder how they differentiate members of their own species. How humans can tell faces apart. I imagine like you probably tell stuff like they have different. Like you'd be able to differentiate someone's fins and someone's eye ring and the shape of someone's brain and stuff like that.
Yeah.
The shape of someone's brain. You know, the cut of their jib, the shape of their brain, that kind of thing.
By the way, Sugandi's nuts. Oh my god. You destroyed me. They believe they are in another womb. Just one of the birthing process.
Of the birthing goddess.
Of the birthing goddess.
Actually, I kind of like that idea.
That is cool. Yeah, they come out of the first womb and end up in the second womb.
Yeah. Do they glow? I don't think they glow, but there's enough stuff in their environment that's bioluminescent that they can still see. Because obviously no light from their sun is reaching that deep into their atmosphere. I ate a piece of cheese on the floor and it tasted good. It tested good. How much did it get?
Yeah, what?
Like an 89 or like what are we talking about? We losing sleep on this one. Okay, so my idea in the stream is that Elijah has a mini ecosystem on them, like a mini planet that's passed down from parent to child constantly. Yeah, like I mean, the same way that we have little biospheres on us, right? Of like little mites and stuff, and we have I imagine there'd be stuff like the mitochondria being the powerhouse of our cell, despite not being, despite not having any human DNA in it, despite being like its own creature. I imagine that would be happening all the time in its body, except its powerhouse of the cell would be like the size of a dog, since it's absolutely massive.
Do they prefer to walk or swim?
I think they prefer to swim, but they are very competent in walking.
Hmm. Apparently, they are wolves' size in their world. Yeah, that wasn't entirely clear. They're not the size of a wolf. They're the size of the White House.
Yeah, they're the size. They're like twice the size, like 3 times the size of a blue whale.
Yeah.
That is how big they are.
But everything else is... But there's a lot of animals that are bigger than they are, to the point that...
In comparison
to most of their biosphere, like, there are animals as big as a bison to it as a wolf is the size of a bison. Does that make any sense?
Mm-hmm.
Like, the difference between a bison and a wolf, animals exist with him being the size of the wolf.
Like, there is an animal that is as much bigger than this thing as we are to a whale.
Do pregnant mothers show up to school to have their kids taught?
Do what?
Do pregnant mothers go to school so their kids can be taught?
Probably, yeah. You can design animals in their ecosystem, but try and make it look like they're all from the same planet. They mean like show and talk, but either pregnant mothers showing their children. But eat pregnant mothers showing their children. I'm not sure what that means. Human-sized organisms that live on them because they're massive. Yeah. Okay, so what are the rules of the animals in their world? So, I mean, like, what would be like the basal body plan of these things? I'd say ancestral, radial symmetry, ancestral. Bony legs. And ring eyes. Is the religion and stuff made yet? Because I have an idea for the religion based on the moons, if there are 2 moons. So no, basically no culture is made yet. I made that little post earlier, up here, right here. That's basically all the cultural stuff that we have. I have some stuff in my back pocket that I'll be keeping kind of secret until the video starts coming up. But even that isn't really cultural stuff. It's more like super later on history. So that's what we're doing now, is like, now that we have the body plan, now we know what their basic role in the ecosystem is, let's make the culture, let's make the religion, let's learn about it. So that's I'll leave you guys to kind of do that, and I have to, unfortunately, I think I'm gonna have to go to work today.
That's pathetic.
Yeah,
You're terrible.
I know.
Just quit your job. Idea for creature we'll refine later. I like this creature.
Yeah, I do like this creature. He's fun.
Incredibly bad sketch.
Incredibly bad sketch.
What do you mean?
This
I don't
is
see
art.
an incredibly bad sketch.
This is art. I suggested that they believe that life is just a moon, and death is them getting born for the goddess, which is a cool idea.
It's cool.
Okay, I think I'm gonna call it a day there, honestly. So, and everybody that wants to be part of the discussion, go onto the Discord server. There's a link in the description of the stream. It should hopefully still be working. And then we can start talking about, we're starting to get some people. Poor Ferrer just came.
Welcome to the P zone.
Weird. Oh no, they're saying hi. Never mind. So yeah, go onto the Discord server, and then that's where we'll start building the lore for their culture and their religion and their history and stuff like that. I do like the idea of
The jet
engine, but in fact, I like it so much that I kind of want to save it for
a different prompt.
Where that's like the main thing that we're focusing on.
Yeah, this flashes up. That's cool. I like that critter.
Pastel lashes on him. I do like that, yeah. And not everything necessarily has to have eyes inside of its body. Like, that can be weird to this one, the same way that like a barrelfish is. but I feel like most of them should have
The ring eye.
just the one ring eye, and it like goes around their head or something like that.
Yeah.
Do their babies look like tiny versions of the parents? I think they kind of look like. I mean, I kind of drew them as basically the same, but missing most of the extremities. Like they don't have the big fins and they don't have the big legs, but I feel like they do have the same kind of oblong shape, and you can still see like their organs and everything.
What was it? I'm making their spacesuit look kind of like a mech because the pressure system just takes so much space up. That's cool.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be cool. Small arms. Like babies after birth. Oh, okay. I think by the time they're born, they kind of just look like smaller versions of their parents. The limbs are probably proportionately smaller to the rest of their body, but other than that, yeah. Someone said, I wonder how the time works. There probably wouldn't be a day or night cycle because the sun's light doesn't reach them.
Yeah.
So their comprehension of time would probably be they're probably like seasonal storms that would pass them every now and again, and their concept of time would probably be based on those storms more so than anything else. Okay. I'm going to kind of leave you guys to it for a little bit, but let's... their children probably receive the parents' gut microbiome, so microbiomes are bloodline exclusive, yeah. In the teeming universe, they have big jellyfish guys on a gas giant, rocky planet fusions. They had an ecosystem on themselves. Could I do the same for Elijah or no? Someone said earlier that they could have like algae that grows on them, and they kind of like what's the word? They kind of affect the way that the algae grows on them. They affect where it grows so that they can turn it into like clothes. They could just have clothes that are growing on them, which is a cool idea, and that kind of inherently. Like, if they have algae all over their bodies, they probably have other tiny little animals on them, too. So, yes, they can have ecosystems on them, but I don't think it should be to the extent of, like, South Rimshire or whatever, where they're, like,
rooting into it.
Yeah, where it's rooting into it, and if you look at it, it's mostly just a whale-shaped biosphere. I don't think they should be quite to that extreme, but they should have... I think it would be cool for them to have a ton of little animals all over them, and for us to kind of flesh out what those animals are and what they do and that kind of thing.
Like a sloth.
Like a sloth, yeah. Okay. And they probably should have a lot of moons. Yeah, but I imagine we probably won't. Like, the moons probably won't matter, though, because the moons...
We'll never see them.
They would never see the moons until they escape out of the atmosphere, and by then they wouldn't ever go to the moons because the moons would be inhospitable to them. They would need to find other gas giants that are just as dense as the environment that they're used to, or else just have fully, or else have entirely, what's the word for not natural? Entirely artificial atmospheres and stuff like that. Basic parasite creature. I like that design. Okay. I'm going to end the stream now for realsies. I hope to see you guys all on the live stream, on the Discord, and let's get this thing done, dude. I'm excited for it. Bye!